Welcome back, everybody. Episode 2 just came up with a name, literally on the spot. Matt Time.
No, wasn't it Matt Talk?
Matt Time.
Matt Time.
Matt Time, yeah. So if you just heard a third voice, that is because it is our second episode. It is our second guest. He's a 2-time state champ from Wisconsin, from the rival school of Arrowhead. He is also a Wisconsin wrestler, ex-Wisconsin wrestler, alumni Division I wrestler. He is none other than our friend, co-host of The Big Cheese, Josh Otto.
You know, after months of Nate RQ and Jacob begging me to come onto their podcast, I finally agreed, and now we're here. Came fresh off the job. That's why I look dapper as always. I always look better than Nate RQ.
And this episode is actually sponsored by
Federated Insurance. Yep.
What do you sell, Josh?
Life insurance. We got our boy Jacob Roshka insured here. Will be soon. So protect yourself, protect your family. Get some life insurance. Don't be dumb. Don't not have it.
And they should contact you if they want
They should
that?
contact me. You should. Should I give my phone number out on this thing?
Yeah, if you want.
414-840-6193. No spam, please.
No spam. You've heard
Everyone blow his line up.
That's what I'm.
it.
I might have
How
just
long
made
does
a
it
mistake.
take for someone to want to get some insurance? How long does it take for you to be able to run through them? Is this a long process, or can you kind of get them set up quick in terms of filling out the details?
3 weeks. You got to apply for it. You got to get approved.
How long does the paperwork part take? If they give you a call, how fast can that
10
be done?
minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So call Josh Otto for some life insurance. Is that only?
You
Is that
know,
it?
so I do commercial business insurance in Milwaukee County,
Okay.
but that's obviously geographically constrained. So
Yeah.
life insurance is anywhere. But there's a lot of wrestlers actually in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is about athletics and competition, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of wrestlers in the insurance world. So
Okay.
When we were at dinner last night and you whipped out, show him your little key fob. That thing you were magic with it.
I was.
It was the smoothest. All of a sudden, the waitress had all of your info in her phone, balls in her court, ready to get that insurance policy.
So we were at a barbecue joint, and a waitress brought up that she has a family. So then me, with my insurance connections, I go, oh my gosh, what if something happens to you? We should insure you. She goes, that sounds like a good idea. I whipped out this key fob, tapped her phone, my contact info instantly flooded to her phone, and she had all my stuff. It was super easy for her to get in touch with me.
Perfect.
Has she texted me since last night? No. But ball's in her court now.
You've done what you can to help her get insurance.
I've done what I can. If they don't want to, that's on them. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink.
Well-spoken
Very well-
words.
So you graduate from UW.
I did.
I guess we can take a couple steps back before this, but how did you, why insurance? Is that like what you wanted to do, or is that just the job that was
There was a career, like at UW-Madison, there's student-athlete career fairs, and there was this dude in a suit and tie at the student-athlete career fair.
I want to be like him.
And he's like, you want to make a bunch of money after college? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, all right, well, the harder you work, the more money you make. And I'm like, all right,
Start slinging insurance.
like, sign me up. So then 10 months later, they hired me, and I'm crushing it in Milwaukee County. Let me say this. If you own an insurance agency in Milwaukee County, I am your worst nightmare. It is a statistical fact that I am leading the Midwest region in activity, in cold calls, and in quotes. RQ, do you know what that means?
Is this
Yes, I know what that means, Josh.
What does that mean?
Literally what you said, calling somebody out of the blue and just showing up on their doorstep and trying to sell them
no.
insurance. It means you're hustling.
What it means is that my success is inevitable. I cannot be stopped.
All right, Thanos.
Okay? So, given enough time, I'm going to take over.
I like that.
So, if you're some 50, 60-year-old boomer and you run your little insurance agency, you're done for.
This is bold.
It's a bold statement.
It's
But
impossible. That's how it is.
hey, you're here to insure everyone.
Yeah.
Life insurance.
But-
Call Josh Otto, Federated Insurance. It's actually the whole podcast. No, I'm just kidding. Josh, you must have had a hard day's work because you
did.
got you're kicked up, you're comfy. But
You might want to get a little closer to that mic now.
while you're there,
Suppose I'll readjust my posture.
let's reminisce. Let's take a stroll down memory lane.
We
You
can
were-
talk wrestling.
Yeah, why not? You've I don't even know where to start, Jake. Josh, your first experience, I believe, commentating was that with us and the Big Cheese?
My first ever commentating experience was with Nate RQ at the Big Cheese. I had never done it before, but my job requires me to talk,
Yeah.
so I'm semi-qualified to do that. And it was actually a hit, and I had a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed doing it. And hopefully there's going to be many more events to come. with
Depends on what he
WRS.
might say on the mic.
That's
but
true. You were then a part of the Badger Duel. That'd have been kind of cool watching your old
That
team.
was my favorite one so far. I would like to commentate more college stuff. That was awesome. I know there's like logistics with Big Ten Network and stuff like that, but any event you guys have where there's like, because I'm still an avid wrestling fan.
Yeah. How much do you think you're watching on a weekly basis? How much wrestling do you think you consume right now?
So obviously, like middle school, high school, college, when you're a competitor, you're watching a ton just for your own knowledge. Now it's obviously more so just
You're
as
a fan.
Entertainment as
Yeah.
a fan. I'm not watching nearly as much as I was, but I keep up with it. Like Instagram, Twitter, like I'm always up to date with what's happening. I know who wins the duels, like for the most part, what the rankings are. But
Yeah.
I'd say I'm pretty up to date with it.
Are you watching any duels? Right, like
yeah.
Wisconsin. That's your alma mater.
Yeah.
Do you watch all their duels online?
I
or-
try to.
You do?
I subscribe to, because the way sports streaming works now, you need to have a subscription for Big Ten Network, Flow, Rokfin. Like, you need to have, every duel is not on just one centralized
There's no
network.
sport that is anymore.
I know. So I feel like I've bought 6 different subscriptions. But I tried, when I know what one is playing what duel, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm interested in this duel. I have no clue who's playing it. Let me go through my 6 streaming
Rolodex.
services.
I want, talking about watching wrestling, let's rewind a few years to when you were a young Josh Otto. Was there an athlete or a team that you liked to watch? Like growing up, was there a university?
Yeah.
Was it a senior level athlete? Was it a college athlete? A high school athlete? Was there someone that like little Josh Otto loved to watch wrestle?
So I started wrestling in 6th grade, so kind of a late start.
Yep.
But I more so just like really looked up to like the AWA guys and like
Yeah.
Ben Askren. So it was not even like a college team or like a certain wrestler. It was more so just, I don't know, like when I was in middle school, I remember when I started wrestling in 6th grade, if you wore like an AWA singlet, I wasn't a part of AWA until 7th grade, but I was like, oh my gosh, I look up to these people. Like these people are legit. And then I'd say 8th grade to freshman year is when I started watching like Iowa, Penn State, like a lot of the Big Ten schools. But up until then, it was just like I looked up to Askren Wrestling Academy guys.
Was it more? Do you think you were chasing more of the environment that is what made you enjoy it? Like you weren't like you didn't list a specific person really. Maybe you kind of said Ben, but you just said AWA. Was it just the environment that you, little Josh Otto, just liked a lot?
So the whole reason I started wrestling is because I wanted to be better at football. So
Because your dad was a football coach, right? High
My
school?
dad,
Big football guy.
I'm a football fan. I come from a
Yeah.
football family. My dad was a head football coach growing up. My older brother
For
was a Division I.
Brookfield or
My
what?
dad was the head football coach at West Dallas Nathan Hale for a while, and then
Okay.
Greenfield, and then he did help coach at Arrowhead for a little bit. But my older brother was a Division I football player, so growing up it was all football, and I'm like, I was horrible at basketball. Super funny story. So you guys
I'd love to hear
know, like the good kids in school, they'd play on like AAU basketball teams.
Yeah.
Like so. 4th and 5th grade, I played for this AAU basketball team. This was before I wrestled. Wrestling became my sport in the winter in 6th grade. But before that, I played for an AAU basketball team. In 2 years, I think I scored like 3 points. I was so...
Did you not play a lot? Or
No, I played
couldn't make
every
a basket?
game. I was so bad. I found out after the fact, because this was like, you had to like make the team and there was tryouts.
Yeah.
And I even was like, asked my dad, I'm like, dude, I'm so bad at basketball. How did I make the team?
It's pain.
He eventually told me, he kept this from me for years. He eventually told me, he's like, I personally know the guy that picked the team. And I'm like, wow. So my whole basketball career has been a sham. It has been built on a house of lies. And then I did wrestling, and I got pretty good at it pretty quick. And I'm like, oh, this is my sport.
When did you get serious and like really like, hey, I'm in on wrestling. I'm gonna.
So I did it to be a better football player. And 6th grade, my first tournament, I went to the South Milwaukee Open, and it was a 5-man round robin. I went 0-4.
Pull it just a smidge closer to.
I think you just messed it up just fine before.
Nah, I just didn't want it in your face. It was if you see the camera, you can see if it's right in your face.
At what point did wrestling stop becoming it was for football? If that is that
Wrestling was for football in 6th grade. I didn't do good. My first tournament, I went 0-4. It was a 5-man round robin.
Oh, that's a brutal.
And I was like, but I didn't hate it. Because if you go 0-4 your first tournament ever, you're like, wow, I suck. And I was like, I kind of like it. And then 7th grade, I won youth state.
Oh, wow.
Jeez,
Were
quick
you a big
turnaround.
boy? Did you win a big boy weight class, or you just got really that much better in
I
the
think
in the 1
in
year?
7th grade, I won it at like 120,
Okay.
which I believe is kind of big for 7th grade.
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think it's anything
No,
crazy.
it's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
I would say that's about what a bigger.
But it's not the biggest.
Because in 6th grade, I was like 106, probably. But fun fact, I wrestled Peyton Mako in the conference finals in our middle school conference.
Really?
Yeah.
Who won?
Who do you think won?
Peyton?
Yeah, obviously.
What was your middle
Jake
school
has a
team?
match against Peyton as well.
Really?
I do have a match. Yeah,
I have a
was
video
in
of it
second
around that
grade,
same age.
and,
Second grade.
Yeah, much different.
Peyton
grade.
pinned him. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was at.
Probably pinned a lot of people.
I'm sure
my
he did.
my first year of wrestling. My stance was as low as I could possibly get it. That is a crazy video. My Granby roll was not very good, and that's what ultimately pinned me. I literally pinned myself. I went straight to my back. What was your middle school team? I think we might have been in the same conference.
Pilgrim Park. It's the feeder school into Brookfield East.
Yep, and then Mako was West
Frank
Dallas,
Lloyd Wright.
and they just headlocked everybody.
So you wrestled. So let's get there. You, I believe you wrestled your freshman year at Brookfield East, right?
Nope.
You-
That was
so you went
Dom
straight to
Dentino.
Arrowhead right away?
I went straight. The only reason I was able to go to Arrowhead is because Dominic Dentino wrestled for Brookfield East his freshman year. We both open enrolled to Arrowhead at the same time. And the only way I could get there, like logistically get to school, is if he carpooled me. Because he was 16, he had his license. I was 15, I didn't have my license. My parents are both teachers. They work. I can't get to school. I needed Dom to carpool. That was the deal. I was like, dude, this can only happen
If you drive me
agree.
every single day.
Like, to this day, I still probably owe him gas money.
Were you guys the same age?
He's a year older than me.
Gotcha.
But he drove me to school every day for like 2 years.
So if that piece of the puzzle did not fit,
That was the only reason it was
you
able
would have
to
been
work.
toast.
Yeah.
Why'd you go to Arrowhead, not Brookfield?
Brookfield
At
East
that
had
time.
like 4 kids on their team. It was after
And one of them was leaving to go to Arrowhead as well.
exactly. So 6th grade started, was terrible. 7th grade won state, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I could be pretty
I
good
would
at this.
love to see that bracket.
You can find
Do you
it.
know who?
Do you know the last name
Yeah,
Vandenbush?
there's a ton of
Torrin
them.
and
one
Helton
of them I
and-
wrestled in the finals.
There's a million of them.
There's yeah, it's like
From
a big
Random Lake.
wrestling family. I wrestled one of those with them in the finals. I
I
can't
think
remember which
Torrin,
one.
Aiden.
Bunch of them.
Yeah.
One of them wrestles at Northwestern.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyways,
I think
then
that's
8th
Aiden,
grade.
I think.
After that, then I joined AWA, and I'm like, oh, this is super fun. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then freshman year, I'm like, yeah, football's all right. I want to go to college for wrestling.
Okay.
So then did you play football at Arrowhead for a year?
My freshman year, I did.
Gotcha.
And then I was like, yeah, I'm going all in on wrestling.
It's amazing to me that you say Brookfield has like no kids. I don't know what
Now
it looks
they're
like
good.
now. They're getting better.
They got numbers.
That's what you need.
Of
Starts
all the
numbers.
schools that have co-opted, it's amazing that those schools never combined,
They should.
especially when they were that low numbers. I mean, they're big schools, just did not have a lot of
Brookfield
wrestlers.
East and Brookfield Central should co-op.
It would have
for
made more
wrestling.
sense than Whitdale back in the day.
Yeah, that was nuts.
It was like Wauwatosa, East and West co-ops.
West Bend
Yes.
just did.
Well, West Bend's in the same building.
No.
That do
That's
you
a
know
whole
that?
other-
That's a fun fact.
West Bend, East.
West Bend, East, and West is the same building.
Same
They
class.
go to the same classes, but based on either your
Birth
I
year.
think your birth year, it alternates where you are technically an athlete.
So are they like rivals?
One could say that, yeah. Isn't that nuts though? Because
That's a very weird dynamic.
they would have had a very good wrestling team the year that Bass and Mirasola's if they would have also had. Because
They
there
would
was
have
a
had
couple
one of the best
other,
in the state,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah, wow.
Bet
I
you
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
that.
But more teams should co-op if it makes sense. You can either have 2 teams that suck or 1 team that's decent.
I mean, that's like all of D3. Dude, looking at some of the rankings, there's like teams, it's like 4 names deep. It's like this school, this school, this school, this school. Like, is there 5? Like, what's the biggest co-op? I wonder. That'd be interesting. But
There's got to be a few with like 3 or 4 schools.
oh,
There
100%.
are. Yeah, there are several. Yeah.
When Aiden Medora was in high school, wasn't it like Brookfield Academy, St.
Yes,
John's?
St. John's.
Wasn't there a
Yes.
bunch, or was it just the 2?
I don't know the answer to that. I
wanna
thought
say
it was
there was
just
a
the
couple.
2. I thought it was just the 2, but there
Which-
might have been a bunch, but they just didn't have it because
Yeah.
that co-op still only had a couple people on the team.
Well, it makes no sense because Brookfield Academy is not even
Not even
remotely
close to St.
close to St. John's.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
But yeah, then what's the timeline? What are we on, freshman year now?
Yeah,
Went to
you
Arrowhead. 'Cause
quit
Arrowhead,
football.
all the AWA guys went to Arrowhead. It's kind of like a pipeline. Everyone knows that. And I'm like, I'm going to have all these good training partners. I had the Yeeties were like some
Yeah.
good training partners for me when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
Went there, and then Arrowhead's a huge school. Didn't know anyone, had no friends. So like the only thing I had to do with my life was wrestle and watch video and get better at wrestling. So
Yeah,
kind of like
was
my whole existence in high school was just get really good at wrestling, get a college scholarship.
What when you were in high school and you were just obviously getting better and better at wrestling, did you start to set your eyes on a specific program that you wanted to go to, or did it, because obviously you ended up at Wisconsin, that's not like a secret or anything.
It's tough.
Was it like always wanting to go to Wisconsin? Were you looking around at other places? You settled with Wisconsin and ultimately that's where you decided, or like
My
how
like
did that
I
work for
liked
you?
like when I would watch the Flow films, I watched like every Flow film
Oh, yeah.
possible. Like
I love those.
like I would
The
like,
program and
oh
stuff.
my god, those are my favorite.
Yeah.
I really really liked Iowa.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Iowa. I really like UNI. I like Doug Schwab a lot. Mm-hmm. I like him a lot. Mm-hmm. And then I guess you have all these places you want to go to, and then like junior year hits, and it's like, okay, now I actually have to realistically think about like tuition,
Options.
scholarship, like all that factors in. Like when you're a freshman and a sophomore, you're like, oh my gosh, I want to go to this school, that school. But then when it actually gets to decision time, it's like I got to seriously consider if I want to be away from family, if I want to be close to family, education, what does this school have to offer? So it gets more realistic very quickly.
What? Obviously, you did end up at Wisconsin. Was there like a top 5? What was that process like? Was there
I
other
took
options?
a visit. I actually took a visit to Iowa. It was like it was nothing serious. I think so actually I do remember this. Sophomore year in high school, I was sitting in physics class and Ben texted me. I was an All-American at Fargo. I was an All-American at Super 32.
Was
And-
this?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, was this before you made the cadet trial finals
Yes.
against
This was,
Rosendo,
no, wait.
or after?
This might have been
Because that
right
might have
after.
steamrolled it up a bit, huh?
Yeah, so I guess I started getting a lot more notoriety when I took
Runner
second
up
at UWW Cadets.
to make a world team.
I won.
The
I
first
went to best of 3.
Second
I won the second match
Yeah.
Against Facundo.
against
like
Alex
Facundo, yeah, number 1 in the country at the time. Or
Dude,
something like that.
I might have peaked at that tournament. I might have peaked at that tournament. Anyways, after that tournament, I remember I was sitting in physics class, and Ben texted me, and he goes, "Hey, send me a list of 5 schools. I'll reach out to all of them. They'll text you." And I was like, "That's sick."
It's amazing the power of having that connection.
For sure. And I
Coaches,
was like,
yeah, it's
I
good
even
coaching.
texted my dad. I'm like, dude, what? And I like off the top of my head, I think it was like Iowa, UNI, Wisconsin. I said Purdue because of Jake Soufflon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's an Arrowhead guy. Arrowhead AWA. Yeah.
I forget who else I said. I think I just made. I think I said Michigan State just to make something up, and Ben goes, "Pick again." And I was like, "Okay." I forgot what it was, but
No
I just,
Mizzou?
I don't know if I want to be that far from home.
That's fair.
And you got to like realistically think too. You're like, who needs
My weight.
a 65, 74 pounder?
Yeah.
And it's like obviously if like Peyton was going to Mizzou, Keegan was going there. It's like I don't fit in.
Yeah.
There, so it's like you got to be realistic with yourself too. Mm-hmm. I just made up like a 5th school, And then like that day, they all texted me like, "Hey, Ben Askren reached out. Like, let's set up a visit." And I was like, "Oh, geez, like that was quick." So I took a walk on to Iowa. That was cool. Just as like a kid who's a fan of the sport, that was cool.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it didn't make sense logistically because like they had a bunch of recruits.
But
at the
why
weight.
not?
They weren't going to give me any money. Like, but I
Yeah.
went to a game at Kinnick Stadium. That
Right.
was sick.
You're on the field. You
Yeah.
do the whole thing. You
It
get
was
to,
sweet.
All your friends. I mean, there is something cool about that. Like your friends, are like, dude, you just took a visit to
No,
Iowa.
it was awesome. So
Yeah.
I did take a legit visit to Iowa. That was fun. They probably don't even remember me, but like that was cool. But then they were like, yeah, like there's no money. It'd be a walk on. I'm like, all right, well, this doesn't make sense. And
No,
then
go ahead, yeah.
I took a visit to UNI. That was cool. I just didn't see myself being happy in middle of nowhere Iowa for 5 years.
It's fair. Everyone's got to find something they like.
I like places with like there's a lot of people. hustle and
Busybody,
bustle.
yeah,
I've lived in a
busybody.
city. We were talking about. I've lived in a city the last 8 years of my life. I'm used to it.
Right.
And then Madison, campus is awesome. Wisconsin football games are sick. Education's awesome. They offered me scholarship money. It's close to home.
Checks all the boxes.
It kind of checked all the boxes for me. Brand new coaching staff came in.
Yep.
Ben was the RTC coach at the time.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, stars are aligned. Let's do it.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And I went there, and I mean, I had a great college experience.
Yeah.
Got a great degree. Have a great job. So like, all the other factors, like everything, kind of made sense. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you committed to Wisconsin, was Bono recruiting you, or was it
The old
Barry?
staff.
It
Yeah.
was. I
At
remember
what point did it switch?
My junior year, Brandvold and Rochelle came
Yeah.
to Arrowhead High School and like ate lunch with me and Keegan because we obviously sat at the same lunch table in high school. And then like
cool kids.
6 months later, we actually were not the cool kids. 6 months later, they left and Bono came in, so they kind of just like picked up where they left off, type of a thing, like recruiting
Right, yeah.
recruiting pipeline.
Yeah.
And obviously
makes
Ben
sense.
was RTC at the time, and then I went on a visit, and Bono and Reeder are very strong recruiters, like super super
I
good
would agree.
recruiters.
Yeah, I would agree from personality. Yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Good
they're
talk
sales
and-
guys. Yeah.
Oh, they're great at it. They're
Very-
fantastic.
Yeah, Bono actually used to be in medical device sales.
That doesn't surprise me. I bet he
Yeah.
probably killed it too.
Yeah. Oh,
I bet he killed it.
that personality. If you like post college, if you go into sales and you have that
Yeah,
like,
my dad
no
calls
BS, high energy personality.
it. Yeah, my dad calls it the gift of gab.
Yeah, no, like if you have that and you have the competitive nature of a wrestler, it's like
Yeah.
you'll be very wealthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything kind of just made sense, so I committed.
And then, I mean, you were at Wisconsin, obviously, like you kind of mentioned, you were going to be thoughts were 65, 74. When did that start to, you're like,
Well, yeah, my
shoot, I'm not
junior
going to be
year
65,
I won state at
74.
152. My senior year I won state at 170. I didn't
Who'd you
cut any
beat?
weight my senior year.
What do you, senior year you didn't cut weight and you won at
No,
170?
senior year I won it at 170. I didn't cut a pound.
Did you cut any weight at all in high school?
My senior year?
No, just before that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Freshman year I was 38. That was a big weight cut. Sophomore 145. That was a weight cut.
Did you place freshman and sophomore year?
Freshman DMP, sophomore third, first.
Okay. And then, do you remember who you beat in the finals both years?
Zach Lee, junior year from Kokona. Senior year, Kalen Yan from Holman.
Yeah, Holman. Do you,
170.
what did you think about, like, when guys win state or a big tournament? Maybe it's just a big match against some, really good opponent. I've always been an advocate for this for a while. Celebrate, like, wear your passion on your sleeve. That sort of
Are you
thing.
teaming me up for this one?
What? No.
Rashka remembers this.
What?
Are you seriously? You're being oblivious. You don't know?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Is he?
But, like, what
is
do you
he teeing
think?
me up
Like,
for this?
what do you feel like?
Dude, I had one of the.
What do you feel like
dumbest-
about, like, celebrations?
You seriously have no clue what I did.
No. What are you talking
Dude,
about?
I had one of the dumbest post-match celebrations in Wisconsin state wrestling history. You don't know. Rashka knows.
Could it be the breaking of the?
Oh, you know, you were teeing me up for this.
Oh,
Can I at least give
we
my,
had this discussion beforehand, and I was like, run with it.
Can I at least give my perspective?
Yeah,
on this?
but then I also want to know how you feel about celebrations in general. Like, were you scarred for life? You don't like them after that, or?
No, dude, celebrate. I don't care.
Yeah, well, some people feel different, right? The old guard, I feel like, is a little bit more of like, act like you've been there before, get your hand raised and walked off the mat.
Dude,
And
if
I'm
you
very
honestly
much
bid,
like,
you
screw
show a
that.
little emotion.
Show some
Dude,
emotion.
You know all the BS you go through, cutting weight, going to class, practicing. Like, dude, when you get to there, do
Blood,
whatever
sweat,
you
and
want.
tears.
Like, you've gone through so much to get there. Like, do whatever you want.
You should have your 30 seconds.
Have your damn
exactly,
moment.
dude.
Yeah.
Like, you go through so much, and then like you win a state title. It's like, yeah, do whatever you want. Anyways, I will give my perspective. I'm
Go
not
ahead,
here.
please. The
I beat-
infamous
Okay,
celebration.
Yes.
Josh's first state title.
So granted, going into this, I was like 0-4 against Zach Lee from Kaukauna. I could not figure this dude out. Like, good defense, was super good on top. Like, I could not escape from this guy. Like, he just, what's the word? Stylistically,
Nightmare.
could not figure this dude out. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
State finals, somehow, it was like tie score, third period. I scored 3 points on bottom from Stallings. I would get up to my feet. He couldn't return me. I would just keep like hooking legs, and then he couldn't. I kept my balance. He couldn't return me, so the ref kept hitting him for stalling. I scored like 3 points from bottom.
Wow.
Anyways, win the match with a last-second Granby. He goes to mat, return me. I time it up. I Granby. I get away with like a second left, and I win. There's so much emotions. One, first state title, cut a lot of weight, beat a dude you were like 0-4 against. You weren't supposed to win that match. On paper, I was the underdog.
Sure.
All that feeding in, dude, I blacked out. I remember I went to the Olympic team trials. I saw Tony Ramos, like, break people.
Yeah.
That was, like, Tony Ramos' signature thing. And I was like, oh, that's badass. Like, I'm, like, a hard wrestler gas tank guy.
Yeah.
Granted, it's kind of hard to do a breaking celebration.
You don't tack them or
when
gas
you
them out.
win from a last-second Granby roll. That really has nothing to do with cardio. So the breaking celebration makes no sense whatsoever, but I was so jacked up and so happy that I'm just like, I'm going to do it. Not only did I do it, I did it like 8 times.
I don't remember that part.
I walked up behind him, did it. I looked at his corner, I did it. I think I did it to the ref, even though he helped me win because he kept giving me these stall calls. I couldn't stop doing it. And I don't even know what I was doing. And I'm not a celebratory guy. I'm like a stoic, like, get your hand raised, run off the mat. Like, I'm like pretty chill for the most part.
But in that year, man,
Dude,
you were
I don't
letting it
know
rip.
what came over me. And then afterwards, the ref, like, I thought the ref was going to make us go into overtime and take up like a unsportsmanlike. Because he like immediately beeline to the table and he's like, oh, you need to apologize to him right now. And I'm like, no, I won. And then I'm like, and then Randy Farrell became the coach my senior year.
Okay.
So Jeremy Miller and Brett Hochstetter was in my corner. He coached at Arrowhead.
I knew that. I didn't know he was there at that time.
And they like looked at me like, dude, is this guy going to take a point away? And I'm
You know
like,
he can't
oh
do
my
that.
God, did
you
my
imagine if that-
antics make potentially going to overtime? And then I literally was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. And I was so scared. I'm like, dude, they're going to make me go into overtime. They're going to take a point away.
You can't. I mean,
But you can't. I didn't
Right,
know.
right. But in the moment,
I'm
you're
like,
freaking
dude.
out.
So anyways, it was all right. And then I realized, I was like, oh, I won the match. So I might have done it one more time.
Just for good measure.
And then I went to like, my dad was sitting in the stands, and I went to just like give him like a little dap up. He like deadlifts me into the stands and hugs me. And I'm like, what is happening? And then, yeah, that was junior year.
I will say, it is when it all, there's a lot going on. I could definitely see where you say blacked out.
Dude, no, 100% blacked out.
I remember watching that happen and just thinking, man, it's just one by one on a last second. It was very competitive, and I don't know if breaking them was the.
Dude, 2-time state champ is so much cooler than 1 time.
That is
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah.
And like, I could have so easily lost that match. Like,
Yeah.
if you
yeah.
run, if you run a simulation, I probably win 5 times, lose 5 times. You know, just because that dude had my number.
So you still get 5 then if you're.
No,
I'm saying
you
like
lose
it's a
5 times,
50-50
get one.
opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't like a lock I was gonna win. Like, I very easily could have lost that match.
Oh yeah, it's 1 point win. Yeah. for
Exactly.
sure.
So I was like, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, senior year, at that point, you won the first one, and senior year, I think you
Senior
were.
year
I think
crushed
you were
everyone.
right. I think you were in the national rankings a little bit at that point. Was it like the? I don't even know what you call it. Like not the Josh Otto show, but like you were just like I'm gonna kill all of
So
you.
Parker, me, and Dejan were all like kind of the same, and then Ben was like, I want to have as many AWA state champs as possible. So at the beginning of the year, it was Parker was going to go. Parker was at 82. I was at 70. Dejan was at 60. Parker, we all dropped for Cheesehead, I believe. I dropped to 60 for Cheesehead, and I was like, this weight cut is actually kind of annoying. I don't want to do this. And then Parker was dead set on going 70, I believe. And then Ben was like, this is stupid. You guys can all win at the weight above. Why would you cut weight? So then I think we all bumped up for state, and we all won state because Ben wants as many AWA state champs as possible.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So my senior year, I cut no weight at all. It was awesome. So I felt good, had a gas tank, and just crushed everyone.
Yeah. And was your state finals, Matt? I don't remember that one. Was that close?
I laid the hammer down.
Laid the hammer down. Very nice.
I did.
What year did you graduate?
19.
Were you 18, Jake? 17?
17.
And that year, Keegan won it at 145, I believe. I think he wrestled Luke Meckler in the finals.
Was that his second year?
That was his third because Keegan's a year younger than me. I think Mitchell took third at state that year. He was a freshman.
Yes, his freshman year.
I think he lost to Hayden Halter.
Yes, he did, and then he went 1-1-1.
Dude, see, wrestling memory is crazy. Like, I can't believe I remember all this stuff.
Yeah,
I think Jack Ganos wrestled Eric Barnett in the finals.
Jack was that much younger because the only time he would wrestle Eric
Jack's
was
2 years younger.
way
than
smaller because Jack won it.
He was at 113 though.
Yeah, in the beginning, but okay, wow.
Yeah, so that year, I think on points, Arrowhead won the state. Arrowhead as a team.
You guys had a ton in the finals that year, I remember. And Mitchell was a hammer.
I think we had 5 in the finals.
It's nuts to think that.
I think Mason Deal was in the finals too.
Probably at like 80.
Something, I forget. But
Of that team,
maybe.
What, 5 people went D1?
That's a fun fact. We had, I think, the most loaded team. So we were the team, like, we would have 5 state champs, and then the rest of our team would get pinned. But, like, we would actually go kind of far because we would score so many team points.
Well, so Keegan D1, you D1.
Jack Ganos.
Ganos D1.
Mitchell.
Messenbrink D1.
Mason Deal went to Little Rock.
Yep, so that's
Well,
5.
he's at School
Boulder.
Lines now.
Yes.
Right.
But he started
Colorado School. He did
On
go.
resumes, all 5 of us
Oh, like
had
out of high
D1.
school, yes.
Yeah.
He's
Is
still
that-
very good. He was a 2-time state champ.
Is that the most D1 people
We had
on
5
one team?
D1 wrestlers on one team.
Which is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I don't know what the statistics are, but that might be the most.
I mean, there's some teams that probably sent some like guys to D1. They may not have had the careers that some of you guys did.
But then you
but
look
like,
at it,
like college careers.
To have
but
5 kids that all wrestle on the same team go to D. I'm trying to think of what school would.
And we all had like
it would have been
careers.
maybe.
We didn't go
what
for
about
a
like
year and quit.
What about like a Wisconsin? Yes, which I'm saying
We all
like
had,
other
full careers.
Yes. Well, I'm saying there's a lot of schools that maybe they had that many go D1 if there are some schools, but it wouldn't have been that.
There's
they
a
did not
big-
have the college
In
guys
my
turn out as
opinion,
well. All
there's
of
a
them.
big difference between like going D1 and then like quitting after a year and like doing it for 5 years and
Yes.
being in the starting lineup and not.
Yes.
I know you got injured, but like like
Yeah.
I feel like there's level like you like
There's-
if someone
there's-
says
yeah.
like I wrestled D1.
Yeah,
I think
well,
there's
did you
levels-
graduate as a wrestler or did you just graduate as a student?
I think
because
there's-
that holds a lot of
There's
weight in my
levels
opinion.
to that statement. Like
Yeah.
I wrestled D1, I think can mean like 5 different things depending on what you did.
There's a reason why Coach Smith did gear day like super late. You had to get through the full preseason, and then we didn't do a gear drop. You would get like a beanie on a Monday, and then 2 weeks later get a pair of socks. And
I
then,
think
like,
it's-
you spread it out.
I think it's
because
like
you
that-
want to try to lose those people that are just there to say, "Oh, I'm D1." 'Cause
Yes.
there's always a few. I'm sure you guys had that
Dude,
too.
we had those kids where it's like the only reason
Like
you're
just
here
getting in the room was
is
like
to just like tell girls at the bar you're on the wrestling team. Like there's no like you have no business being here right now. Every team has those guys.
I think that's not just like singular to D1 too. Like the amount of attrition for like I went to Division III school. Obviously, we know that, but like the amount of turnover there was there because there. I mean, sure you're maybe better than like average high school wrestlers or like some good high school. Like there's good Division III wrestlers, right? That's what I'm saying. But to like continue to do that for no scholarship, for not the same amount of gear, or like stuff that like the perks that you get as a Division I athlete is like there's a lot to be said about that. The amount of
I
people
have a
know.
lot of hot takes on this,
Oh boy.
as you guys can. Like, I mean, I understand there's a lot of factors that go into it, but like if you are a Division I wrestler, like I even think about the guys on the Penn State team, like Penn State
That's
has
an
like
anomaly.
35, 40 guys on the roster or whatever it is.
we can only have 30 now.
30
Yeah.
guys on the roster. Dude, if you're like some 4th string guy, There is a 0% chance you ever see any sort of spotlight ever. You're literally just, you go there, get your ass kicked every day, go to class, go home, repeat. There is no point for you being like, if you're going to wrestle D1 in college, it doesn't do you any good to just like be a practice dummy, get your butt kicked, and then repeat every day for 5 years. Like, go somewhere where you can have the ability to actually like showcase your skills and compete in the starting lineup.
Yeah,
I didn't accomplish my goals. I was a 3-year starter, but like I had the experience of like flying on private jets,
Right. Well,
traveling on a bus across the country. Like I got that experience.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
you got to at least try to get to where you wanted to
Like
be.
I wrestled in the Big Ten championships. I got to
Right.
experience that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You at least gave yourself the opportunity to do
Yes.
those things. And I do think people go, and whether it's wrestling or other sports, they're doing it for whatever their reason is. And for some people, maybe it's hard to see, but for some people, they have different reasonings on why they're doing it. So
This might sound bad, but like it's just my opinion. I think if you're like some 3rd, 4th string dude on a Division I college wrestling, especially like Big Ten, like, dude, you are getting absolutely mauled every single day in that room. There's no way you enjoy your life. I know every team like needs those guys because like you need a full roster, you need practice partners, but it's like, what's the point? You're not on scholarship. You wake up early every day.
a lot of it's the friendships you make, man.
I guess, but it's like, dude, you wake up
and
every day at like 4:35 a.m. You work out, you get your ass kicked, you go to class, you come back, you get your ass like it's like.
There's a lot. I mean,
You
I
guys
think
waking up
assistance
early
is-
at Madison.
Well, we ran sprints in the morning, but
yeah. I mean, I'm kind of just playing devil's advocate here, but I think devil's advocate to say like there's a lot more than just like the winning and starting that you get as value. I think for people that are in those positions, and that's probably why.
Well, I
Like,
see
you got to
it now,
think their
too,
why
like-
is probably something different than what your why is,
Well,
or
I
what
know
they're
for a-
what they find. Basically, what you find fulfillment in is probably different than what they're finding fulfillment in. Maybe they're still obviously chasing those goals, but there's also other things that they can find fulfillment in.
I know for a
that you might
fact
not.
there were guys that were like, dude, I'm doing this to put this on my resume and I'm bouncing. Like I'm doing this to get hired by someone. Because obviously if you have
Yeah.
like Division I college athlete on your resume, that looks good to like employers. There was 100%, I'm not going to name names, but there was dudes that were like, bro, I hate every second of this. I'm just doing this because it'll set me up for later in life. Like,
Which is nuts.
Which
that
is
they
And they're
don't
not
do
wrong.
all
that's
of
their
that.
They're
why.
not wrong.
That's your why.
but it's like you got to think like no scholarship money, no chance ever of making a starting lineup. You honestly, some people it's like you have no business being on the team. Why are you there?
Yeah, I mean but you're gonna find people like that at every single school.
Yeah, I'm just like that's got to suck.
Find a different why, and you can enjoy
And it
it.
sucked for me, and I was a starter. I'm like, I'm going like, because it's like once you're the starter, it's like, all right, congrats, you're the starter. Now you got to go wrestle every other school's starter, and
Yeah.
they're all studs.
Yeah,
Especially in the Big Ten.
Oh my
I mean,
god!
you
like,
wrestled at 97. Was just your senior year or senior and junior year?
first 2 years 65, next 2 years 74, last year 97. We didn't have anyone really at the weight. Max Mailer transferred in from Michigan. He was at 74. We'd like trade matches in practice, and then he was probably the better guy at the weight, honestly. And then Bona was like, "Listen, dude, we don't really have anyone at 97." He's like, "Do you want to just like eat whatever you want and go 97?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So then I did that.
How was that experience for you?
I was like so not stressed for every match. I was like the least anxiety, least stress I've ever had in my life because I'm like, there's literally zero expectation.
Yeah.
I can just like
What did you weigh in at when you were? I mean, you were trying to be at
like
74 that year.
182.
Oh, and you're wrestling 197. So you made weight for 184 without
Oh
trying.
yeah, dude. I did on multiple occasions. I'd make weight for 184.
What do you weigh right now? Like, have you ever been over 197?
No, I probably weigh like 188, 187 right now.
So even being
I still lift.
post college, you never, because usually guys get a little bit bigger when they're done. Like, you never even got over that weight.
No, hell no, not even close.
That's nuts.
I will say this though. Again, I don't care about controversial opinions. The higher up you go in wrestling, the skill level goes down tremendously. Guys at 97 are so slow. I was so undersized and so out of my element. I had no business wrestling 197. Dude, I kept a lot of matches to decisions and majors. Like, I'm slow. Like, I was so undersized. I didn't really do a ton.
Like you're saying they should have been able to kill
they
you
should have demolished me.
because you're so small.
I'm so out of my element, and they didn't. Like, it wasn't hard to just like not get taken down. Like sit in a good stance, collar tie, hand fight. Like that's not overly difficult.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Sometimes when I see people just like at their own weight getting like tech falled, I'm like, that's embarrassing.
So you've never been tech walled?
I got majored by Starachi. I don't know. Maybe I'm just good at stalling, but like.
I think your style is very.
It's
good
hard to
at-
score on. I've wrestled
positionally
you.
sound.
Yes.
I don't think it's
you
that.
have that skill
I don't
set.
think it's that difficult to like be in a good stance, have good head position, hard hand fight, and not get taken down. I don't think that's that difficult.
I mean, that's a skill set in itself.
It is
guess.
a massive skill set, and it might be one of the main reasons like you excelled so well at wrestling. Growing up and all these things, is you did have really great head, hands, defense.
I will say this
offense.
for the record: if you need a utility guy who will save team points,
I know my role,
dude. I am the best team point saver utility guy ever. Dude, at any given moment, I could wrestle like 4 different weight classes and promise you I'll keep it to a decision or a major.
You're a coach's dream.
No, I mean, you're.
Now, if you need me to score team points to win the duel, you have the wrong guy. But if you're like, listen, if we strategically play how we get team points and lose team points, I'm your guy.
And that is crazy that you wrestled multiple different weight classes. So you've obviously wrestled Big Ten schedule. You've wrestled in a lot of cool places. Is there a specific match or
I mean, I wrestled in Carver Hawkeye at 97.
who'd you wrestle?
Zach Glazier.
He's at St. Cloud now.
He was a coach and now he's a wrestler.
He's
But he was
on the
All-American. He was good, right?
He's Big Ten finalist. I don't know if he ever All-American in college.
But he's like legit. Like he's a blood round dude. Like he's
Yes, and
really
now
good.
he is. He just came out of the coaching staff, and now he's wrestling his final bit of eligibility this semester
Man.
for St. Cloud.
Close the yearbook, dude.
If you go in, who
Max
did-
Ramberg's #1 in the country at that weight right now. Wisconsin guy, Baldwin Woodville, who's
what division are you referring to right now?
Max Ramberg, Division
three,
2.
Two.
He was no, I'm just saying, like Glazier's the favorite now, obviously. Big Ten finalist, like he was, as you said, very, very good.
Bro, close the yearbook.
But it's just cool. It's
Get a
kind of
job.
cool in that
Well,
sense.
it's like that dude from Oklahoma, the 46-year-old dude. You guys see that?
Oh, the
that
jiu-jitsu
jiu-jitsu
guy.
guy.
Yeah. He's like literally 46. And someone's like, that dude's 100% on roids because I don't think they were testing in the organization that he was in. And now he's just wrestling like 20-year-old kids. That's nuts.
I don't know how-
I think
that's-
it's a little
that's not quite the
different
same.
because that dude's just like side questing at this point.
Yes.
He's like, let's just see what
Yes.
happens.
It's almost 50.
It's crazy, though, because who did it from Penn State? He went to SDSU. Was it Berge? And then he was a full-blown coach.
Went
And
back.
then he went back. Like, how is that possible? If you start coaching at a university.
Oh, Berge?
Yeah.
Oh, and then he transferred back to Penn State.
He left Penn State to go coach.
And then he left coaching to go back.
Yes.
What is that phone call like if Kale calls you like, hey, I got this crazy idea, but like
You need to leave your job and move back across the country.
I know they're like doing a 401k match, but like you need to put in your 2 weeks, come back here and be an NCAA qualifier and go 1 and 2 for us. Like we need you.
Is that what he went?
I don't know. I'm just guessing, but
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty good.
yeah.
Especially if Penn State's calling you to start in their lineup. He was probably.
Man, who got hurt? I'm trying to think of who.
Still, but if they're
Yes,
calling
I know,
you,
100%.
their backups are obviously
But who
good
was the guy that? I mean, I wonder how he did that year.
What were we talking about before that?
too. Oh, just
You had a favorite match that you wrestled in college.
Yeah,
One
he said
Favorite
that-
match? Like environments?
Well, let's
Carver
break it
Hawkeye's
down.
sick.
Let's
Or your
talk
best
your
win.
favorite match or like best win, and then we can talk like overall environment.
you enjoyed the most.
Dude, I don't know if you guys had the same experience because we're all college wrestlers here. Like junior, senior of high school, like Ben's in your corner. Like, I think I was like mentally a lot stronger when I would wrestle. In college, I had so much like match performance anxiety. And I was like, don't make a mistake. Don't get taken down. Don't lose. Like, just so tight and afraid. Like,
Yeah.
in high school, that was not the case. I was like, I'm going to collar tie you hard. I'm going to score as many points as I can. I don't
break
care.
you.
I'm just going to go beast mode. Dude, in college, I remember I had so much, like, match anxiety, so much, like, oh, my gosh, don't make a mistake. Don't do the wrong thing. Don't get yelled at. Like,
You think some of that comes down to like like we kind of talked about in high school, you were, really, really good. You knew you were really good. You had all these accolades to prove it and credentials. Do you think in college some of it was just the confidence of like, you know what, I'm not top 10
Rashka,
in
did
the
you
country
ever have
right
that
now.
in college wrestling and it was different than high school? Am
Well,
I on like
I'd-
anxiety island here? Is it just me?
No, I think that's very common. I'm just
I
wondering what
would
your reason
say
might be.
that I only experienced that for like my first couple. What? I mean, really in college, no, because it was redshirt year, and then it was freestyle season, which I would say I did well that year. Then I was out hurt, and then when I came back, it was kind of just like this is just bonus wrestling that I did not think I was going to have. So I wouldn't say, but I was never in the starting lineup per se. So I don't know if that's different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
because when I got hurt, I was 100% under the impression I may never wrestle again. And then I went to U23s, and then I think I wrestled like 5 matches that COVID season. All of the like 12 matches I had, I was just like, thank God I'm wrestling. So I guess I didn't have the same experience.
See, I was indestructible. I was never hurt, but
Were you just? I mean,
Indestructible.
what were was it like the pre-match jitters before a match?
Dude,
that you were
I
just
think
really
it
nervous?
was
'Cause I
like-
had that like crazy. I
see,
got
I don't know
so
what it was
nervous.
because in high school, I honestly think it's really impressive when you're like good in high school and you just immediately make the transition to college and you're just killing it. Like I think that's so impressive.
Oh yeah, it's
Because dude, it's a different ball game.
yeah.
I think wrestling as a sport has changed because now you see high school wrestlers and it's like, dude, you can make an Olympic team.
I think it's becoming more normalized just because of media, but I don't like what they're doing is so unbelievable.
But they're
like you're saying.
outliers. They're
right,
they're
like,
total outliers.
Yes,
Like, so,
super.
Yes, you can say like high school wrestling's getting a lot better, which like objectively it is. But like you're gonna like every generation has their outliers. Like the Mark Halls when we were, it's like that guy was like.
But I
Unreal.
mean,
He was unreal.
I would say that the outliers now are way better than. Like Mark
you
Hall
could
wasn't
argue
making a world like.
no.
There was what? There was 2 high school kids on the senior
Like
world
every
team? That's
generation has their
nuts.
outliers. Like you have like the Kerry Colette outliers. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like I mean, like Bone Nickel was an outlier. Like you always have those outliers. But I think, dude, the transition from high school to college is so hard for so many different reasons.
It is brutal.
Dude, one, it's like you're so used to like this is my club, this is my coach, like my dad's in my corner, this is my routine. Like you're comfortable. And then you go to college and it's like totally different routine. You got class, but you have more free time. And it's like you have to like be mature, but then it's like there's like parties, but then it's like I have to cut weight, I have this practice, I have this lift. It's just such a different schedule. And then I think if you can navigate that, that's the first thing you have to navigate. And then it's like in high school, you kind of know on your high school team, like I'm never at risk of losing my starting spot.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe a little bit my freshman year, I was like, oh, I might not make the starting lineup because like there were seniors that were really good. But like in high school, it's like you're thinking like I got to win state. You're not thinking, can I make the starting lineup? And in college, you're not thinking. I'd say for the vast majority of people, they're not thinking, all right, I got to be an All-American. They're thinking, I got to train to make the starting lineup.
Yeah, be
and that's a
national
different perspective to train from. Like in high school, the perspective is I'm training to be a state champ. I'm training to be a Fargo champ, like Super 32 All-American. In college, you're training to win the wrestle off and make the starting lineup. And then you take care of everything after that. So it's a completely different mind frame to train from.
I think that's just more the mind frame. I think everyone has those different mind frames of it's like different stages, but it's just like kind of like where are you at with your wrestling success at that level? Like it's the same. The people in high school have that same exact mind frame that you just described for college people, but they just weren't like you were in a different zone, if you want to call it, of your mind frame for high school. You were in zone 5, while there are a ton of people just trying to make the varsity starting lineup in high school.
I guess like statistically, you look at like, I guess like the population size of the argument. Like there's always those. Because in high school I was like in the 1%. Like I'm going after state titles, I'm going after national titles, and then there's college. There's a 1% in college. I was not. Just because I was in that 1% in high school does not mean I even sniffed the 1% in college. That's what I'm saying. Like that transition is like, I think it's so impressive when you can be the man in high school and be the man in college. Because everyone in college, for the most part, was the man in high school.
Yeah.
And now you get to college, and there's got to be a totem
It's a bunch of dudes.
Every guy, for the most part, in that room was the man at their high school.
Oh, yeah.
And there's got to be a totem pole. There's going to be a best guy in the room. There's going to be a worst guy in the room. And a lot of people can't. You have to like recheck your ego. And it's like,
oh, it's the ultimate wrestling in that regard is the ultimate ego check. You can't
like,
go into other sports. It's just not the same.
Dude, because I remember like senior year, I think the highest I was ranked was like 4th in the country at 170. And I'm like, I'm the man. And then you go to college and it's like my training partners were like Evan Wick demolished me, bro. Like Jared Kradinger demolished me. Like John Reeder demolishes everyone.
Yeah.
Nick Becker was training at the RTC, stud, crushes everyone. So it's like, dude, I was getting pounded to a pulp.
And you'll never forget those ass beatings.
Oh my God. And I'm like, even now with my job, if I'm stressed out about work, I'm like, shut up.
least you're not
Nothing's
getting-
harder than freshman year of college wrestling. So it's like, dude, you get absolutely piss pounded. And you're like, I forget what it even feels like to be the man.
Thanks. I'll see you tomorrow.
No, literally. And it's like, I think that almost like, that's where you have to get tough because it's like, it's so hard to be like, because you're like in your head, you're like, I suck.
Yeah,
know,
well,
like-
that's the thing. It's the probably the sports psych
the
becomes
perspective.
so much more relevant for college athletes.
No,
and
sports psych
because
is
it's
legit.
like, oh, agreed. But it's like everyone you're saying is the man in high school, and they go to college, and 90% of them are no longer the man. But you have to be able to figure out how to essentially get there again. And after taking some of those beatings, sometimes the thing that ends up holding you back is just your mind because you've mentally lost that confidence that you had when you were in high school.
And I think it's a real thing. And like, again, just because you're good in high school does not mean you're going to be good in college. And like, obviously there's good, like, if you All-American in all these tournaments, there's a pretty good chance you're going to be successful in college, but there's no guarantee. Like, there's still so many other factors that determine, like, some people are like, drinking and partying is way cooler than wrestling. I don't care about wrestling anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But, and like, you go to like a fun Big Ten school, like, those things are there.
Yep.
But I just think, for me, the biggest shift was like, oh my God, I suck. I'm getting my ass kicked every day. And now you're not going into practice like, I'm trying to get better and, you know, win a national title. It's, I'm trying to survive. I'm trying not to get tired. I'm trying to just survive and not get embarrassed. And, like, that, I think, is what a lot of people encounter when they get to college. And it, like, holds them back from, like, accomplishing their goals.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely that. Yeah, that's that wake-up call. It's like the welcome to the big leagues moment.
Yeah. And
Everyone's had it.
all 5 years at Wisconsin, like,
But
if
then
every-
you're the upperclassman doing that to the incomers.
you would
And then
think
it shifts.
eventually that would happen.
You didn't have that moment?
But the other thing is, like, dude, every year
They come
they're
in and they're really
recruiting
good.
over you. They bring in some new stud.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't catch a break. Every year, you're just fighting for your spot. It's like, there was never, because I remember, like, there was a couple guys that were established. Like Eric Barnett was, like, the man at 125, All-American. It's like, he never had to fight for his spot. Like, he was always,
Because he was what you described as
he
high
was
school.
always the guy.
He's what you described with, like, though, in high school.
Yeah.
You didn't have to fight for your spot. You were
Never.
competing for the state title, the national title.
And that was me in high school.
Right. That's the spot he was in college.
Yeah, so but then like I think there's so much less I guess you got to earn it, right? But there's so much less anxiety like when you go into practice you're like, dude, I'm not worried about these dudes in the room. I'm worried about the guy from Penn State or the guy from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like me every day for 5 years, I was like I'm not worrying about the guy from Iowa, I'm worrying about the guy whose locker is directly to the right of mine cuz I have to wrestle him off in a few months and I have to win.
Yes.
And I think that mindset when you train is not conducive.
Hinders you, yeah.
It's not conducive to, like, overall winning. Like, looking back now, I'm like, that's probably a pretty big factor. And, like, I guess that's my fault for not being mentally tough enough to overcome that.
I don't think it's mental toughness. I think it's something a lot of people suffer through because I feel like I can relate to something like that. It's the whole time I think you should, and I'm obviously not a sports psychiatrist or whatever, but like I think you should have the same I'm training for the national title. Like that's your legitimate commitment and not worried about those things no matter where you are because that probably would be healthier for your training and help you get better versus like I have to beat this guy because then you start thinking about what am I doing? Like if I wrestle him at practice, like I'm not going to do this because
And there's so
you
many
know,
games people play. They're like,
Right.
okay, well, I know I have to wrestle this guy off in a month.
So I
like,
can't show him my
when
stuff.
I go live with him in practice,
Right.
I'm not going to show him my best moves. And then when the wrestle off comes, I'm going to be a different guy. Like,
Yes.
that messes with you mentally.
And yeah, 100%. And it just
Yeah.
messes with your skills.
And again, I think like looking back, Bono actually. So I don't know how your colleges work, but like every day it's like you sit against the wall. The coach gives like a little speech, gives his announcements. Then your
Yeah.
warm up starts. You go into practice. That's kind of like a universal
yeah.
So that's pretty
practice,
standard.
you know.
Yep.
So when I was there, like Bono would always we'd all sit up against the wall. He would talk for like 10 minutes. Practice would start. He said something one time, and I'm like, that is so true. He's like, the difference between the best guy in the country and just like some average person The best guy in the country, whether he's right or wrong, has convinced himself in his mind
That's right.
he is the baddest MFer on the planet. Like, dude, you think Keegan O'Toole goes into a match not thinking that he's the man? Like, dude, no one can touch me. I'm the man. You think Mitchell Messenbrink walks onto a mat not believing in his heart that he's the man?
Yeah.
And, like, in high school, I thought I never walked onto a college mat thinking, like, dude, I'm the shit. I got this. I'm the man. Like, I was always like,
Sounds like you guys need a sports site.
Win. You know, I hope I don't lose. Like,
And I think, and it's that I fully agree with, and I think there's a subtle difference too, because that I don't think you're saying you don't get nerves, because I know
everyone gets nerves.
Right.
Everyone.
I had a whole conversation. I remember this years ago with it was with Wick and Hilger and Model and some people, and we were talking about. I was like, Evan, you're at the time. I think Evan was like number 3 in the country, All-American a couple times. Where it was like, do you get nervous before you wrestle, like just some match? And he's like, hell yeah. And Trent said the same thing. He's like, I would get butterflies before every match, and it was almost a reverse. They're like, I'm expected to win this, and I'm wrestling Joe Schmo. What if I lost? So I think everyone does probably experience that.
I think you get less nervous.
It's different
if
than
you're
what
not
saying.
supposed to win. You get less nervous.
I would agree with that personally for myself.
Like when I would wrestle, like when I'd wrestle a guy that was like ranked or something, I'd be like, okay, I'm not supposed to win. There's not as much anxiety. But then, like, if you wrestle someone where it's like on paper, it's like, oh, I'm supposed to win this match. It's like, oh god, I gotta perform.
Yeah.
And like the best guys just tune all that out and they just wrestle. That's why like sometimes you hear the Penn State guys like, oh, it's a game. There's no anxiety. I'm free. I'm wrestling. That's like the best mindset to approach it from. But it's so hard because I feel like 99% of people they're human.
Because you can say it, but until you can get yourself to like really believe it.
So I would say, like, honestly, from my perspective, like being 5-year wrestler, 3-year starter, like average at best, you know, advice to like high school guys, because it's like a universal experience. Everyone will feel this way. It's like you have to, like, you truly have to fake it till you make it. You have to like convince yourself, even if it's not true. You have to like trick your brain that you're the man, even when you're not, and wrestle as if you're the man. And I think a lot of people do that. It's almost like imposter syndrome, but I'd argue it's important.
The wise words of Josh Otto.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, I would say that's a big thing. I think the rise of sports psychology is definitely a big thing. But you truly need to believe it. And wrestling, I would say, is a lot of just mental. If you can control your mentals, you're going to be in a very good spot.
Dude, when I walk into it, it applies to everything in life. Like when I walk into a business, dude, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. But it's like,
You need life insurance.
Dude, I have to convince myself. I'm like, dude, I'm the freaking best insurance salesman on planet Earth. I'm the man. I like the mindset I had senior year of high school is like the mindset I have for like the job. And it's like you walk in there and they're like, oh shit, like this guy knows what he's talking about.
He's got a nice tie. And
like even like if you're pitching like to a tournament, like, hey, let WI Wrestle stream this, like. You're not going in there like, oh, like, can we maybe, stream this, please? It's like, no, I have the best product. I'm way better than all these guys. You should let me do it. And, like, they're like, all right, like, you have your shot. Like, that's, like, the mindset you have to have, like, in wrestling. Like, it's everything. But I think in college, like, you have to, like, because there's going to be a time where you're not the man and you're getting your ass kicked. And you have to, like, above all that, you have to convince yourself that you're the man even when you're not.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about wrestling. It's not always, that's a lot of lows. What was the transition like into the real world? We kind of talked about this yesterday with Kane. Like, you go from super structured, you're in class, you got practice, you're weight cutting, and then all of a sudden it's like now you have a job and you're just into the world. What was that like?
I will say this, in my opinion, I think wrestling is such like an intense, like badass sport that a lot of people, they've done it their whole life, and when it's over, they're like, wait, what? And they can't make the transition to like real life. Like if you go through something as hard as wrestling and you're like I'm trying to think of like not a bad word, but like if you're like competent and you can actually go into a job and like close the yearbook for wrestling and go into a real job, dude, you'll freaking crush it. Because everyone else compared to wrestlers are all soft. They all suck. Like they're not even in the same boat. But I feel like so many wrestlers are like, if it's not wrestling after college, like they can't do anything. You think Austin DeSanto is going to get a real job?
I'm sure he will.
Dude, that guy's going to do something with wrestling
forever.
Like that's all those guys can do. Like there's so many guys, their life
is a hot take.
Dude, it's legit though. Like there's so many guys wrestling their whole life, And then it's like, just because wrestling's over, it's like they can't make the shift to like real life. They have to stay in wrestling. And like being around a lot of athletes in college, like, dude, like I talked to a girl one time on the volleyball team, and like volleyball is her whole life, and the Wisconsin volleyball team is like the Alabama of volleyball. They're national champs year in and year out. And I remember I had class with her, and she's like, I have no clue what to do with my life because my whole life I've been this badass volleyball player. And she's like, am I supposed to sit behind a desk now? Like, you go from like winning national
I think a lot of
titles.
athletes probably experience that.
Dude, I think a
but
lot
it's-
of athletes experience that.
Yeah, if you make it through your whatever sport you played through college, you probably do. But that's just like the structure and like all you've known for the most part, obviously, is training for your sport to be the best you can for however many years it's been. So it is a different transition. It's a little bit of adjustment you have to make because I do agree. Obviously, we can only speak from the wrestling side of it, but like mentally, you go into stuff and you're just like, why are people not as intense about whatever we're doing than like what I think we should be? And that's probably a little bit of wrestling, but also just like an athlete that went through it, you're just like other people might not have been.
I sometimes think, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, I sometimes think like if I was a lot better at wrestling, let's say I was like an All-American or a national champ, would I be worse at my job?
I don't know. One of all of our best friends is All-American, and he's transitioned to work
I
pretty
think,
well.
Like how often?
Who?
Like
Peyton.
how often
Oh.
do you see like a Division I national champ graduate college and then just like goes into some job and crushes it? I feel like they all stay in wrestling.
Nico Megaludis, first one popped in my head right off the bat. I don't know what people do at like I don't know all these people, so I don't know what they're
So
doing.
then why'd you say his name if you don't know what he does?
No, he work because I think he works in insurance or something like that.
I think it
Was
was like
when he was
But
training
he's
to make
still
world
scrapping,
teams.
I think.
Advisor,
Yes,
then
when
I
he
think
was
quit after like 3 years.
when he was training to make the teams and stuff, he had
Isn't he
like a
still
full time
competing
job.
senior level?
I think he
I
might
don't know if he still is
be.
or-
I think he
no.
wrestled at RAF.
Nico?
I thought he did. The
Yeah,
one
so
I think
clearly-
he's retired now
Yeah.
from competing.
I think it's a
on
bad
that level.
example. But like, I almost think, and I have nothing
I feel
to
like
base
that's
this off
perfect
of.
example.
But like, I almost think like
I have nothing to base this off of.
Well,
Here's my opinion.
the top tier athletes very rarely become like top tier, just like real job people. I feel like it's always like
Well,
the average guys that had to get their butt kicked are good in the real world because they're so used. Like if you never get your butt kicked and you're always the one doing the butt kicking, it's kind of hard to like go into the real world and get your butt kicked.
Well, I would say that a vast majority of the highest end talent would either transition into
Something related to that.
a full-time senior level career, or a coach, or something within
That
the
field.
university setting.
Yeah.
I would say that's because I mean think about all the coaches now in the say the top 30 college programs. They were all probably the top dogs back
Like
in the
I'd
day.
argue I'm better at my job because I got my butt kicked so often in college where it's like when it happens in the real world, it's like, oh, this is nothing. I'm used to this.
Well, you don't have another human being beating you
What's
up.
Like if I would take a guy down, throw boots in, and just lay on him all practice, and practice wasn't that difficult, like bro, dude, in college that's what Evan Wick would do to guys. He would like take him down, throw a leg in, and like I'm on bottom, like, oh my god, I'm getting my butt kicked. This is so hard, and it's like I wish I was better at wrestling because like I could catch my breath, like take a dude down, throw a leg in, and like catch your breath. Like
Evan's just chilling.
Practice for that guy is not nearly as hard as practice for the guy getting his ass kicked.
It's true.
And like I was always the guy getting my ass kicked. So it's like if I didn't struggle as much, would I be like less good at my job now? Because like, you know
I
what I
think
mean?
you'd be the same.
You think so?
I think it's just the motivation.
And I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not. I'm just.
I think
Yeah.
It all comes down to
I
the
think a
individual.
lot of people that are good at whatever they do, they have that intrinsic motivation to be good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think obviously wrestling probably shaped that, but
Yeah.
I would say that you're probably just a motivated individual.
Because I'm trying to think of like you're an employer. Would you rather hire like the undefeated national champion
I
to
don't
work for
care.
you, or would you rather hire the guy that like went through a ton of adversity, started 1 year, didn't start the next, was battling every single day for 5 years? It's like that guy's probably a better hire because he's like
Why? I wouldn't care one bit. The argument for the other guy would be that, okay, you're successful and you found a way to be successful. You're going to find a way to be successful in this job I'm giving you or, that you're applying for. I think it all just comes down to the individual and the motivation to work hard at whatever it is that you're doing?
I guess there's no one answer. Yeah, there's
You know?
always.
What was your favorite? This is my kind of last question that I have for you. Is there an all-time match that just sticks out to you more than any other match?
In college?
Career. Your whole career.
Career, dude. Junior year state finals. That match was awesome.
Okay. So then besides that one, a 1B, I guess. Your favorite match that you
Facundo
ever...
match Akron.
Which one?
Facundo match Akron, match 2.
The
Where I
second
won.
one? Do you want to tell the story of that? After the, like how that kind of went down.
Well, it's best of 3 in cadets. Dude, I feel like a guy who's like living in high school because like I didn't have the college career I wanted to have. Like I had like an average at best college career as like a starter. You know, I didn't do anything. I never was an NCAA qualifier. So like, if you ask me what my highlight was of college, I couldn't give you one.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, like I beat a kid at Midlands. I made the quarters at Midlands one year. That's kind of cool. Like I beat a kid from Virginia who was like better than me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's cool, I guess. But like, I didn't beat anyone good. Like
Yeah. Sometimes it's not about who you beat. I think sometimes like you find the fulfillment in like maybe you won the match for your team in a duel. Like they needed you to win, and boom, you won, and that was what I'm saying. I get what you're saying though, but
no, yeah, college. I didn't do anything. I'm not like proud of my college career. I didn't do anything like awesome. Like I made a starting lineup. That's cool. Like
I get it.
I did that stuff. But yeah, highlights. It sounds bad, but they're all high school accolades.
it's also fine.
Yeah, but then I think like there's so many really good high school wrestlers that go to college and they quit like 2 years in.
Yeah, they don't make it through.
So that's what I think too. It's like even just making it through.
Says a lot about the person that you
Dude,
are.
there's so many people that quit. Like how many studs can you think of and they didn't amount to anything in college? Like they didn't even start.
Yeah, there's tons, and it
So
happens,
many.
and that's at every level of college.
Yeah.
It's every room, every level, and there is something to be said about the person that sticks it out with the team all 5 years, all 4 years, whatever it might be, 6 years, I guess at this point. It says like
you might have 7 for now.
7, yeah.
Like I'm not gonna call people out with names, but like I can think off the top of my head, like
Oh yeah.
in high school, like dude, that guy's the man, and then he goes to college, and it's like, who is that? Like you don't even hear his name.
It's
Like,
crazy how it all pans out. The
Like
trajectory
you
of
go there
everyone's
for a
just-
semester, he gets kicked out of school, never wrestles again. Like that just happens all the time.
Yeah.
And like you said to your earlier point, all the external factors, the influences of college. I mean, there's a lot of things that you're just kicked off and you're like, all right, go be an adult.
That's why I think it's so impressive when guys just like make that transition and are just studs right away. It's like, dude, that's so impressive to me.
Final question here, unless Jake has any others. I feel like we're starting to go in circles. We may have slightly talked about this. What is the best wrestling venue atmosphere we ask everyone this. What's the best atmosphere of like a venue you've ever wrestled in? Whether you won or lost, what is like the best environment atmosphere that you ever competed in? Your favorite.
I mean, Carver Hawkeye's pretty iconic. My freshman year, Big Tens were at Penn State. I can't remember if it's Rec Hall or Bryce Jordan Center, but that was really cool. Trying to think of the duels we had. I mean, Fieldhouse is cool. Dude, I don't know why I had so much anxiety whenever I wrestled in the Fieldhouse. I don't know why. Like, Eric Barnett, we were roommates, so he would tell me, he's like, dude, when I walk in there, I get superpowers. And I'm like, yeah, I don't get that. Like, dude, I walk in there, and, like, all my stats get cut in half. I'm like, I get, like, he walks in there, and he gets, like, all these power-ups, and he's just, like, pinning people and, like, flexing. I walk in there, and I'm like, bro, I am scared. I don't know why. I just always felt that way. But Fieldhouse is cool. I'm trying to think of the other colleges, like.
Your whole career.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you know what I always thought was cool was like preseason nationals finals in that one McLeod Center.
Yeah.
Dude, I always thought
now
that
they
was
don't
cool.
even do it there
I always
anymore.
thought that was cool.
Fair enough.
You
I
wrestle
wrestled
on
in
the
one time.
field and then they ship you over again through the hallway.
Yeah, I thought that was always cool.
I think
I
was
got
just
my
curious.
butt whooped in that McLeod Center once. That was not. Thanks for reminding me of that.
No, I'm trying to think what else.
A lot of people say their favorite atmosphere
Center.
is the Cole Center, the state
Oh,
finals.
dude, I'm such
They're
an
like,
idiot.
they're
The
like,
Kohl
I've
Center.
never wrestled in anything like that again.
Kohl Center's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't believe I was thinking college. I wasn't really thinking high school. But, dude, if you're high school wrestler, state finals, Kohl Center, that's like the dopest thing ever.
Yeah. Where
Like-
would you rank that with your whole career with college too? Like with the Bryce, like
Honestly, man, factoring that in, that might be like top 2. That might be number 1.
We've had people that we've interviewed people that have wrestled in the Olympics and wrestled for like national titles and stuff, and they've said the Cole Center is like top 2, number 1, like same thing.
Cole Center is freaking sweet, and it's
17,000 sold out.
It's sold out.
Loud.
Yes. Well, I remember walking out. I remember my junior year walking out from the tunnel, and it's like every step you take, there's another level of like
Loud.
seats. No, like
Oh.
fans. So it's like you're walking out, you see like the mat, the scoreboard, and then like you see like the first row of seats. And it's like every step you take, there's like another row, another row, another row. And like it's a big venue.
It's
huge.
It's
Like when you go there and you
17,000.
look around, it's like, oh my God, there's actually a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And I remember walking out, every time I would take a step, there'd be another row. And I'm like, holy balls, this is insane.
Yeah.
But like I thought Cole Center is awesome. I know Team State's at Fieldhouse.
Yeah, that's a cool.
Not
atmosphere.
anymore. RIP.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's that now?
Lacrosse.
The lacrosse center. So
That's
we'll see
lame.
what the atmosphere is going to look like for that.
It's lame.
It's lame, dude. No, Cole Center's freaking sweet. South Campus Arrowhead High School dual meets.
Anytime they beat Arrowhead or beat McGuanago.
They
Yeah,
did
we
it.
did beat
They did
McGuanago
it.
my
Once?
junior year.
One time, okay.
That was our Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah, they'd never beat McGuanago. You guys could never beat us. Those duels, though, I will say, at least when I was in high school, I think they were pretty competitive when you were in high school. When I was in high school,
you guys whooped us.
when you were in high school,
McGuanago always beat Arrowhead.
when I was in high school, it was 2 years for sure, maybe 3. It came down to the last match. So it was like the places where our gym and Arrowhead's, when it obviously it flip-flopped, were packed. The one year, we had to move it to our bigger gym. And then another year, I know we brought in extra seating of like bleachers and stuff to put on top of the bleachers we had because it was just so, those were fun to wrestle in for sure. And I don't know if it continued for you, but the schools, like fans, hated each other. Like the fan bases hated each other.
Yeah. Yeah, in high school too, like
It was awesome.
If we wrestled McGuanago, I was like, oh, we don't like those guys.
Yeah.
We're like in college, it's like if you wrestle, like if Wisconsin wrestled Minnesota, I'm like, okay, well, first of all, half the guys are from Wisconsin, not Minnesota. Like, you know, that's like I didn't like in college, I didn't hate another team. I was
Yeah.
like, these are just dudes that got recruited out of high school, just like me. Like I don't hate
Because
you.
I don't think a lot of the times, maybe the difference is like there are some like Ohio State, Michigan, right? That's an insane.
like football.
Right.
Yeah.
There are some insane, and there is some of that like with wrestling, I'm sure, but maybe the one difference is like it just hasn't run as deep as long, and the people that like when you're in your high school, you grew up in that town, so it wasn't just 3 years you were at that school, 4 or 5 years. You've been there for 15 years, and now you're a sophomore in high school. But
Like you play against those kids in like 5th grade football.
right, and you
like,
grew up against that rival school, so like I think there's more to it. It's a lot of that home pride in that sense, and why
at
some of these
Missouri,
high school
did
rivalries
you-
are intense.
Did you hate anyone you
Probably
wrestled
Okie
against?
State.
Any other
Oklahoma
team?
State. And
I
I will
guess.
never forget this. Daniel Lewis is riding John Smith's kid to win the duel.
JoJo Smith?
And while riding him, he does the break. So that was the most iconic break I've ever seen. But he's riding out
That made more
John.
sense than my break.
Looking, Coach Smith did not like that at all. Our Mizzou's Coach Smith, but watching
Because
that,
he's like a be a respectful, don't be
Yeah.
a douchebag type.
Wisconsin might just not have had like that super heated rivalry that maybe another school like Mizzou had.
I know
or
like
Penn State.
coaches had rivalries. Like I know like
Sure.
Wisconsin UNI, Bono versus Schwab, like they're rivals in recruiting. They were rivals when they competed. Like it's more for
Sure.
them, but not for me. I'm like, I don't know, why would I get all hot and bothered about this other team? Like the thing for me is that like every guy on that team was just some dude recruited out of high school. It's not like that's where they're like sometimes that might be where they're from, but it's like the most part it's like half the team were guys that flew in from across the country. They're not even from there.
Yeah, it's. I think it's just different for every team, every sport, because, I mean, obviously, like you said, like football, there's some really intense rivalries in college, and a lot of those guys obviously aren't from where that state and stuff. I do think it's just like they get built over time, right? It gets built from competitive, intense duels, maybe one that got really heated in the past, so then the next year you really hate them. Like I know Oshkosh really hated Whitewater when I was in high school, college, and then like Parkside, freaking. They didn't like Whitewater, but
I
then they
remember
also
Bono
like
would
they
have to,
hated
like-
Augustana and St. Cloud.
I
and,
remember
like,
Bono would have to tell us, like, hey, we don't like these guys. And we're like, oh, yeah, like, we don't like these guys.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that would happen.
the ones that are real rivalries, you don't even have to tell them. You're just
Yeah.
like, I freaking hate that
No,
school.
I remember. I just feel like so many times the rivalries are almost like because the coaches were rivals, not even us. Like, I remember if we wrestled Iowa State, they'd be like, "This is a big deal." And it's like, well, yeah, for you. It's like,
You went to Iowa State.
yeah, and
sure.
it's like obviously like, it's like it's almost more so a rivalry for them, not even really for us. It's like for us, it's just we're wrestling just another guy. Like we don't care. It's no different than any other match. It's like it's only high pressure because you're making it high pressure.
Yeah.
But
You got anything, Jake?
what other hot takes can we squeeze in?
Well, I don't know.
We got to think of some hot takes.
Do you want? What do you?
We should have came in here with a list, but
You should have came prepared.
maybe that's next time.
Oh, you can run it back.
Part 2.
I don't think because we went through how I started wrestling, high school, college. I guess our takes on stuff. I think we talked about everything.
All right. Well, next time, make a list. I'm sure we can
We'll
bring
do
you
an
back.
episode 2 with you, and it's all hot takes.
Only hot takes. Or how about this? Can people comment on this or no?
If we run it live, they could, or they
Yeah.
could comment now, and we could bring it
You
up
should
next
have
time.
people, because there's no hot take I won't talk about. So you should have people say hot takes for Otto. Everyone gets like a list, and then I address their hot takes and we go through it.
Okay.
All right.
Like,
Well, for
like
those of you
fan
watching,
hot takes, like they're gonna like this is what the fans want to know our perspective on.
let's put a start your take if you're in the comments, whether it's Rokfin, YouTube, Facebook, wherever the heck this is. In the comments, put hot take for Otto.
And I can't
then
not
put your
answer
take.
it. I have to
Oh
answer
God!
it.
Well, trust me, you don't want that.
We will pick out the ones.
No, Josh. You don't understand.
Otto
There'll be
uncensored.
no.
God.
There'll be some things that are said that we just cannot bring up.
Don't worry,
But
we'll make it
hot
happen.
takes for Otto. Put your take. Put it
First
What
in
if
the
my
comments.
take is?
Don't text
I
it.
can't-
Hold on.
What if
Time
my
out.
take is like?
Shut up.
I can't answer this.
Don't text it to me or Jake. Don't DM it to us. I'm not writing the hot takes for Otto in the comments.
Yes.
This will be a good episode.
The next one will be great.
And for the
All right.
most part, given a few, I have to answer all of them. But if it's something insane, we won't answer it. But like, I have to answer all of them.
Okay.
Deal.
You're putting yourself on the spot for it.
There's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
Hot
for coming
takes
on.
for Otto.
Okay. Thanks for coming on, Josh.
The unofficial third member of the WI Wrestle team.
We've
I'm the utility guy for you guys. I've always been dude. I'm a utility guy.
got a few of those, but nobody's ever claimed that spot.
Listen.
So if you want it, I guess.
I'd say once junior year of college rolled around, I've established myself as the utility guy.
Okay.
And now I insure utility guys.
It's come full circle.
Well, Josh, the utility man, the self-designated third member of WI Wrestle.
I am the third member.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks for sitting down with us, talking. We'll catch up again soon. Hot takes for Otto.
If anyone needs life insurance, hit me up. I'm not hard to find.
Yeah, he did put his phone number in the first 5 minutes of this video. So
And I'm on LinkedIn. And if you just type in Josh Otto Federated Insurance, like my email comes up.
Perfect. So that's all we need. We're going to close it off with that. And we'll see you guys next time on, what do we call this?
Matt Talk.
Matt time. Matt time.
Matt time number 2.
Matt time.